So I'm using this channel to answer questions that I get from either coaching clients or they come through by email. askthestoicpilgrim@gmail.com. If you've got any questions on leadership, super teams, performance, mental toughness, resilience, that kind of thing, and practical philosophy, really. I've got quite a keen interest in Stoic philosophy, so I'm always looking to research it more, and a good way of doing that is to answer questions. If people ask me questions, then I can focus that research and offer some hopefully helpful advice. One of the things that came out, I was doing a workshop at Adventure Mind, where they're looking at how adventure can improve mental health and well-being. And one of the questions that came out when I was talking about the fact that, Stoicism, nature and adventure are very much aligned in this idea of voluntary challenge to increase our resilience. But they asked, I was also talking about flow states and the fact that if you're in flow states, people who report higher levels of or higher occurrences of being in flow states, they actually report they also say that their life has more meaning. Viktor Frankl also said that people who had a sense of purpose outside of themselves fared better when they were in horrific conditions of Auschwitz, and those that didn't have a sense of purpose kind of just gave up. So someone asked, how can you increase the amount of flow that is in your life, if you like, all those experiences, flow experiences. And I have a little exercise that I use. It's about finding your flow purpose, if you like. The great thing about flow states, let's start with flow states, and what are they exactly? Well, they're times when you've really excelled or you've really been engrossed in something. You've managed to be able to kind of finish a task, and the information that you needed in order to do that, the fluency of information, you just seem to be able to zone in on the right kind of information. There's also this feeling that you lose your sense of self, and that's because it's caused, flow states are caused, or one of the things, side effects of flow states is that is this thing called hypotransient frontalis. Basically, the inner critic shuts up for a while. You stick it in a corner and forget about it. And as a result of that, you lose your sense of self in the task that you're doing. And you also lose track of time. You're in this optimal state where you just match, your skill set seems to match the challenge. And also there's like this wow factor afterwards. You kind of want to do it. Often people have a really good day when they've been in flow quite a bit, and then got lots done. And then the next day they come back and want to have that same kind of experience and have another good day, but they have a flow hangover. Basically, you've got to rest after periods of high intensity work, and so and different personalities will have different kind of flow states that they have a preference for. But one of the things that you can do is find out what it is, your flow purpose, if you like. And it's when you do this exercise, you kind of feel it inside. It's like, wow, well, this is what I was put in the world to do. So it's a good exercise for that. Raises your situational awareness, if you like, about yourself, self-awareness. And so how we do it, first of all, is you can just take 10 events. Just write down a list of 10 events where you've kind of been in the zone, as it were. I mean, for different people, coaches, it might be that you listened intently to a client and they were able to unlock some ideas for themselves, some solutions. It could be you took a risk, you were in a risky situation. Some people, the hunters of the world, like to get out there and they've got a higher tolerance of risk. But these are triggers of flow state sort of thing. But you took a risk and you were competing with someone. It might have been in a game or whatever, in a sport, but you were able to be at the top of your game. Some people, it's about intense focus, so times when you've been really focused on doing something, and as a result of that, you got great results. As a result of that, you felt great and you achieved a lot more. And it might be a conversation. It might be, affirmative conversation where you've been in a conversation with someone, or you've been delivering a seminar or something, and you just felt as though you were on the top of your game. So if you write down these kind of 10 events, and then for each of these events, you would then want to decide what the verb is. So what were you doing? And what was what was present there, sort of thing. So that would be the noun. So, for instance, say you were doing research. So you put doing research, and then you obviously have a 10 for this. This is going to be, quite long lists. But when you look at them, try to look for the deeper meaning behind it. So you could say doing research, but then you could also say something along the lines of, unlocking insights. Or how about going a bit further, discovering wisdom. And, after a while, you're going to have a couple of long lists of these verbs and nouns. And as a result of that, you're then able to kind of drill down on what words actually mean quite a lot to you. So eventually you'll get to the stage where you have this, and, it can take about half a day or a day, this thing. Do it over a few days if you want. But you just end up with, put 2 circles down and then have a look at the words, all the lists of words that you've got, and find the 3 that resonate with you. And then just write those lists, those words. So you've got 3 verbs, 3 nouns, whatever they might be, around the outside of the circle, like so. And then you will then choose one of these words, and obviously one of the verbs, one of the nouns, and if you can't find one, or you want all 3 of them, try and create a word, or think of a word, or think of a verb that kind of incorporates those 3 earlier verbs. And the same again with the nouns, just try and incorporate 3 of the earlier nouns into one word. When I did it, I first came across it came up as unlocking potential, and so that's what I got down to. So unlocking potential. I was doing a lot of coaching at the time, and obviously when you're coaching, that's basically what you're doing in people, is you're helping them to unlock potential, but you're basically unlocking potential. And then it's a good idea just to set that down for a while, and then give it a few days just to marinate. I find that I come up with great ideas in the morning, and if you don't get up quick enough, then you end up forgetting them because the busyness of the day intrudes. But yeah, what I actually came down to after unlocking potential, I then got to this point where I thought, well, actually, I'm unleashing purpose, passion, and potential. And you'll know if it's the right thing because you feel it at your core. You'll say this when you arrive at this. You'll feel like this feeling within the chest, as it were. And so, unleashing purpose, passion, potential in teams, individuals, and leaders, teams, and individuals is what it came down to. It's kind of like a strap line. So it's a great way of building your strap line, I suppose. But yeah, if you want to encourage, experience more flow states, and as McKinsey found that people that do that experience 5 times more, they're 5 times more productive in some cases. But not only that as well, your life takes on more meaning. And if you've done that and you've found your flow purpose, if you like, what gets you into flow and what gives you a sense of purpose, and you incorporate more of that, you're going to obviously benefit in the longer run. If you've got any more questions, by all means, ask the stoicpilgrim@gmail.com, and I'll endeavour to answer them. Cheers. Cheers.